Hi, my name is Sienna Rinaldi. I am a freshman at MHS and a first-year LDL student. For my life design project, I have an Instagram account that I work on with my friend. Our Instagram account discusses mental health for people overall, but specifically for students and athletes, but it took me a while to get to this point. In the beginning of the year, in class, we were working on many different activities that were supposed to help us discover ideas on what we wanted our project to be. Personally, I am very indecisive, so I had no idea what I wanted my project to be. I had so many ideas, but none of them seemed to fit. They were either not hard enough, too long-term, too broad, or just didn't interest me. I really wanted to make my project impressive, but I didn't know how. When we started playing all these games and doing all different kinds of activities in the beginning, I had a lot of fun with it. We'd play card games, make random lists, and do all kinds of group collaborations and use whiteboards. Some of the games made me change my point of view on this class entirely, and I'm happy that it did. They even made me think past this class and into the future about what I wanted to do with my life. It also made me think of it less as a project that I had to do for the entire year, but something that I could do inside of school that I was very interested in. But realizing that and actually doing it were two very different things. When it came time to start deciding on our projects, I had so many ideas that were so different and so alike at the same time. I couldn't decide on just one. I would eliminate 3 options, but then revisit those 2 before they all ended up back up with the rest of the options. All of the ideas were related to mental health or physical health. I had a conference with Mr. Daly, and he told me that it was okay that I didn't know what I wanted my project to be. Even though everyone else around me knew exactly what they wanted to do, he told me that I shouldn't worry. While everyone else was working on finalizing their project ideas in class for upcoming project presentations, I was researching books and articles on field research to help me narrow down my project and learn a little bit more. I decided to focus on athletes' mental health because it was not only a very big thing all around the world, but it was something that I could relate to. I'm a competitive cheerleader and I have been for about 10 years. I love this sport for so many reasons, but it definitely isn't always easy. There's definitely a lot of hard work and takes a lot of dedication. I love the travel, teamwork, huge arenas, connections, and so much more. But especially these past 2.5 years, I faced many struggles. These physical struggles led to mental struggles, and I'm definitely facing challenges that I didn't before. This is what inspired me to do a mental health account for my LDL project. I wanted to help other people who might be going through something similar. So I started gathering information on interviewing so I could go around collecting people's feedback on what they think would be a beneficial project for me to work on. I wanted my project to be helpful, but I wanted it to be something that people already didn't have. So I planned great interview questions and focus points that would be beneficial for me and my project based on the research I had acquired. I took notes on articles and interviews, took note of helpful tips and pointers, studied small details that made or break interviews, etc. Then, after conducting about 3 interviews, I also created 2 surveys. One sent out to student athletes and one sent out to coaches. After gathering this data from them, I still wasn't done. I got so much feedback from the athletes and coaches that I started to feel overwhelmed and didn't know where to start. I went from having nothing to having an overload of ideas. After, we went into workshop mode. We were just working and working during class. I still didn't have a project, but I had an idea on figuring out my project and its benefit or effect on other people. I continued creating surveys, having interviews, collecting the data given, and making a list of things that I had completed and still had yet to complete. After doing this for about 2 to 3 weeks, we had the LDL workshop. Here, I was set up with a lot of people that were doing similar things with their projects when I found out that my friend was also doing a mental health project. She was focusing on students' mental health, and I was focusing on athletes' mental health. After talking it through, we decided we wanted to do a project together. We wanted to create a website, but neither of us had the skills to code a website. So, after discussing our new plan with Mr. Daly, we decided to create an Instagram account together. We could run it together and post about anything and everything. We started planning out the basics of our account. We made a logo using Canva, determined what we were going to post, how often we would post, how to get more followers, etc. We spent months researching, reading, looking for ways to get more followers, tools, and more. I didn't realize how much hard work and how many different parts would go into this account until we started. Once my partner and I had our account up and running, all information filled out, things started to get going. We were gaining followers, designing posts, interviewing important people in the mental health field at MHS, and focusing on getting more people to use our account. For the first 3 weeks or so, it was going great, better than either of us could have ever imagined. But then, we hit a point in the end of January through early February where we weren't really climbing like we were beforehand. We were still posting daily, researching all kinds of things for mental health, reaching out to friends and staff, but we weren't really seeing much change. We were getting roughly the same amount of likes on all of our posts and not gaining any followers. The continuous strand of researching mental health facts, making posts, posting daily, and trying to get more followers got repetitive and boring. I could tell that people looking at our posts felt the same way. For the rest of the school year, I pretty much just did the same thing that I had been doing the entire time. I was sort of stuck in a slump and loop of researching, looking into different branches of mental health, and making posts. But I realized towards the end of the school year while I was preparing for exhibition night that I could have done more with my project. Thinking back on my table at exhibition night, it didn't really highlight all of the work that I had done. It mostly focused on the most recent things I learned about, but this made me realize that I didn't do much towards the end of the year. I got scared of what would happen if I took the next steps for my project. I knew I had so many great ideas that could help take my project to the next step, but I stopped myself, causing my project to not grow to the point it could have reached. I still put an effort to improve my account when I could and discover new ways to bring attention to the account, but I wasn't going above and beyond. I didn't push myself to do the absolute best that I could in the way that I did outside of the classroom. I definitely wonder how far my project could have gone if I didn't stop myself. Overall, this project and class taught me a lot of things. The path that I took from feeling lost at the beginning with no project, confused after I made a decision, and struggling with the true impact and meaning that my project had on people. But by the end, I had a new sense of perseverance and so much knowledge. I learned from my mistakes at the end of the year to always keep going. But most importantly, as someone who's very hard on themselves and is a part of a sport that not only has me critiquing myself constantly, but has others critiquing me constantly as well, led me to realize that it is okay to get a little bit lost and confused in the process. Now, I have started implementing the techniques that we were posting about in my real life. Whenever I'm stressed out, I have tools I can use based on where I am. I take walks, deep breaths, take a short brain break to do something that I enjoy. Whether it's coloring, puzzling, baking, doing a craft, or just watching a show, taking small breaks helps me reset my mind. I have been doing this lately and I love it because it makes me feel like I'm very productive and get a lot done when I use these tips and breaks. I hope you use these tools and love them as well. Thank you.